Hello, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, depending where you are. I am Mahlet Ayele, your host at Connect Africa. The next news that I'm going to bring you from the continent is about election from west to east to the south. There are elections happening in the continent. I'm talking about what's happening in Cameroon and also in Madagascar. People are trying to get their way to power, some through ballots, some maybe by hijacking the Gen Z protests. Now, let's our first stop be in Cameroon. Now, the 92 years old Paul Biya is still, he's seeking his eighth term election in Cameroon. He is 92 years old and he has stayed 42, actually 43 years in power. He's the second largest serving on a presidential level in the continent, next to the Equatorial Guinea president of Theodore Obiang. Now, Paul Biya, you all remember a few months ago, he has been actually, there were rumors going around that he's dead. Most of the time, Paul Biya is out of the country. It's just few times he is in the country. You see him just, in Europe. And now, why this is a problem is that people already, Cameroonian people, have expressed that they do not want to have Paul Biya as a president again. The man is incapable of being a president, let alone being a president. He's incapable of doing anything. So, all of his cabinets and the people who are in government offices are actually all the ministers and the commissioners. All of them are above 70 years old. So now Paul Biya, for those of you who remember, we all remember that what happened in 2022 during the US Africa Summit. He was supposed to make a speech in, when most of the Africa leaders were in Washington, and he didn't even know actually who was as a guest in the room, and he was talking, thinking that people cannot hear him, but the mic was on. It was an embarrassing moment for not only for Cameroonians but also for African people. And another embarrassing moment is that we have seen this picture going viral. Paul Biya actually, his pants get wet like his trousers, and that was also another embarrassing moment. So the man is incapable of doing nothing, so he needs to be out of power, and this is what Cameroonians are asking. Now I'm going to share this video to you, and I will read someone who is a Cameroonian. She was a guest here at Connect Africa, and what she shared with on LinkedIn. But before that, now this election happened, the voting happened yesterday as of 12 October. And the thing is that the results are expected to come after 2 weeks, in 2 weeks time. So people are frustrated what kind of, all the cooking and the manipulation that's happening, and with what kind of results are coming. And Paul Biya has named his campaign as greatness and what was that? Hope. Yeah, Gardner and Grandeur and what was the other one? Esperance. Yeah, that was the logo, or no, sorry, the motto of his campaign. So what kind of hope is going to bring to them after serving 43 years and being a failure? There is a lot of poverty, corruption, and the people have expressed that they wanted change, and the opposition party, in fact, nobody wanted Paul Biya even to run to be a president, but he did it. He came and he was seen that giving his ballot, his vote, and we will see. We will see what's going to happen. So people are now, the vote is over, but they are, they don't know what's going to happen. He might do what he was doing for the past 43 years, manipulating and saying that again he won. So that's the thing. Now let me share this with you. The person who wrote it is called, her name is Josian, I think. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I don't have it here. That's not good. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it, because it's very interesting what she wrote with regards to. Yeah, so this is what she shared. It reads like this. Look, I spent almost the entire day at the polling station. My husband voted, my parents voted, my brothers and sisters voted, and I'm proud we did. Because despite the mockery, despite the hopelessness, despite those who told me it's useless, we showed up. Many Cameroonians have lost faith in elections. Yeah, so she continues. Many Cameroonians have lost faith in elections, and honestly, who can blame them? But let me tell you this with conviction: your vote is never useless. It's a statement, a resistance, a record in history saying we did not give up. The mobilization yesterday was massive, meaning during the election, you could feel it: the tension, the courage, the exhaustion. The people are fed up, beyond fed up, and yet we all knew what could come next. Fraud, manipulation, intimidation, the same criminal regime working behind the scenes to twist the people's will. But this time, citizens fought back. They exposed fraudsters. They demanded transparency. They stood up for their votes publicly, boldly, and unapologetically. As I write this, a protest has broken out in the hometown of the principal opposition leader, as this one was surrounded by the military. The opposition strongholds are holding firm. Some areas are chaotic. There are reports of burned military trucks and violent clashes, as seen in the video below. I will not share images because not everything must be displayed. Cameroon still has its dignity to protect, but know this: what is unfolding now may go down as a historic turning point. We await the results, but we are not naive. We know the laboratory results may already be cooking somewhere. Still, something has shifted in this nation's heart. Nothing will ever be the same again. To the Western media, shamelessly portraying a 92-year-old ruler as the people's choice. Shame on you. Your narrative is false. Your bias is insulting. and your interference is disgraceful. We are talking about the future generations abandoned to themselves by a selfish and old regime. If you truly want to understand what's happening in Cameroon, follow Cameroonian voices, serious African journalists or media, and local sources, not foreign propaganda machines. That is what she shared. So I leave it there. This is exactly through that you can feel this is what Cameroonians are feeling as the voting is over, but as they wait for the result. It's true that things have changed. The Gen Z process has shown that there will, but we will see what the result comes, although it's kind of anticipated. Not only that it's the Gen Z of Cameroonians who do not want Paul Biya to continue again as a president, but also, interestingly, his own daughter recently, like a week ago, she came to social media and she asked for Cameroonians not to not to give their vote for her father. I mean, she has a personal reason for saying so, but you can see that it's also his own child that is advocating or campaigning for Cameroonians to vote for someone else to the opposition party, actually. Now, next, let's move to the eastern part of the continent, Madagascar. Madagascar, as we speak, the president, Andre Rajoelina, has fled the country and reportedly with a French helicopter, military helicopter. That was as of yesterday. He was supposed to address the nation today, and he didn't show up. People who have contacted his office, the president office, they were told, I mean, they were left without any comment. So let me see if I can pull the video of that. But the thing is that what's happening in Madagascar is that now the military has seized power, and the military already were showing their support to the Gen Z protest. So this protest of Madagascar, it started on 25th of September. It started because of reportedly because of a power shortage, and people, it was that their way of complaining, and for this power shortage to come to an end. We have seen President Rajoelina addressing one time the nation and saying that to give him 1 year, and he will actually fix this problem. And if he fails to fix the problem, then he will leave power. Well, the people said that is not enough. You have all the years to fix the problem. Now you need to go. Well, now using this opportunity, the military has shown its support in the squares where the Gen Z was protesting. Now we see that, the commander-in-chief appearing on national media of Madagascar and saying that the land, the air, and all spaces are now in control of the military. So it seems that they are seizing power. So with this, the problem is that the Gen Z, they have been protesting, but they don't really have a leader. That is the problem. Now, when the military takes power, then are they going to be represented? Is their voice going to be heard? There is no guarantee. So I don't know how they are going to fill that gap, but it needs to be filled. Otherwise, you're just moving from one dictator to another one. So it's not a coup d'etat, but I don't know. I don't know what to call it. Maybe a hijack. That's what I want to call it. The military has hijacked the Gen Z protests. So, well, now the president has fled the country with a French military plane or helicopter. I was trying to find a note on that. Look, Madagascar president has fled the country after the Gen Z protesters officially say Madagascar's president has fled the African nation. The head of the opposition and other officials said on Monday, the second time that young protesters have toppled the government in weeks of worldwide Gen Z unrest. This is what it looks like. Look, it's a footage from Al Jazeera. Now, Randriana Soloniako, the leader of the opposition in parliament, told Reuters that Rajoelina left Madagascar on Sunday after units of the army defected and joined the protesters. In quotations, this is what he said: "We called the staff of the presidency and they confirmed that he left the country." Adding that also Rajoelina's current whereabouts were unknown. The president's office, which had earlier said Rajoelina would address the nation at 7 p.m. On Monday, did not reply to requests for comment. Now, a military source said that Rajoelina flew out of the country on a French military aircraft on Sunday. French radio RFI said he had struck a deal with President Emmanuel Macron. The source said that a French Army CASA aircraft landed in Madagascar Saint Mary Airport on Sunday. 5 minutes later, a helicopter arrived and transferred its passenger into the CASA, the source said, adding that Rajoelina was the passenger, meaning that's the president. Demonstrations had erupted in the former French colony on September 25 over water and power shortages, but quickly escalated into an uprising over broader grievances. Now, this includes, of course, the protests against corruption, bad governance, and lack of basic services. The anger mirrors recent protests against ruling elites in countries including Nepal, where the prime minister was forced to resign last month, and also Morocco. It's sad. I am not sure if this is what the people were asking, meaning the Gen Z. Is it for military to take power? There's nothing wrong for military to take power, but is it what the people wanted? Because it's them who started it. It's them who went to the street, and it's them who have been holding this protest for the past several days since 25th of September. So hopefully their voice is not hijacked. That is my concern. But let us know in the comment section, what do you think of what's going on in Madagascar and also what's going on in Cameroon? Do you think it's normal to wait for the result of election for 2 weeks. I really, that really didn't sit well in me. Okay, greetings is Ose Ikwam. The awakening is gradually spreading throughout the continent, even to the distant shores of Madagascar. Yeah. Also, there was an election that happened like few days ago in Seychelles, and the opposition party actually have won. So hopefully we see the unexpected both from Cameroon and also from Madagascar. That was it for now for me, but I will see you on the next one. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give it a like if you find it relevant. And also share the video with others. In that way, we can reach out to many people. That was for now. Yeah, I will see you on the next one. Ciao.